everyone, Alpha Eagle here again. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well, and may God bless you all. If you're paying attention, sometimes God just flat out tells you what you should do in life. For example, today I went on my computer searching for something to make my next video on, and as soon as I checked my YouTube notifications, I saw that somebody replied to my comment with a short. So bam, God blessed me with a topic for this video. So God's signs are there, you just have to pay attention. But that's a topic for another video. Let's go on to the topic of this video. This is YouTuber Eric's Reloaded. He has a second channel called Airrickdebunks. He's friends with the AIDS commies at the Fandom Initiative, but I don't think he's a member. Now, I'm not calling him an AIDS commie because he's queer. I'm calling them all AIDS commies because communism is a virus on humanity that we can't seem to get rid of. By the way, I thought the gays said that the word queer was a slur to them, but now it's okay for some reason. The left are always moving the goalposts and changing the definition and meaning of words, and it's done on purpose to confuse people and to get them to bow to them, but that's a topic for another video. You might know Eric's Reloaded from the video he made attacking Eric July and Eric July's response. I might talk about that later. As usual, I have nothing against Eric's Reloaded. In fact, I pray that he changes his ways. His video was a short, and I will play it in its entirety, so there's no need for me to supply a link to the video for context. He made a video about the reactions to the Batman is a fascist line from the Blue Beetle trailer. I made a comment on his video, and he made a short replying to my comment. Comment that he's replying to. I said, "How do you know it's a joke? What's the punchline? So do you think that Batman's a fascist?" Anyway, let's react to Airrickdebunks' short he made about me.
Did you see the same trailer that I saw? The Blue Beetle trailer? The movie's like a comedy.
I mean, is it a comedy though? It seems like a superhero action movie to me. I mean, IMDb calls it an action-adventure sci-fi. Rotten Tomato calls it an action-adventure. Sure, it has jokes in it. Most superhero movies have jokes in them. RDJ has funny quips in the Iron Man movies, but they are not comedies. Blue Beetle is not a parody, is it? I mean, that's one of my biggest complaints about the Marvels trailer. It seemed like a parody of a superhero movie. But no, Blue Beetle is not a comedy.
I don't think they're going to have some deep philosophical conversation about things like fascism and stuff like that. I'd be very surprised. So based on what we
need to have a deep conversation to push their political agenda. All they need is that one line to know the intent of that film. And we could tell by the comments of the director that he is far left and he hates America. That is just obvious. The majority of people in Hollywood are far left. That's not even a controversial statement. It's an accepted fact.
So based on what we saw in the trailer, I would assume there's some sort of humor involved with the comment that he makes.
You claim that, oh, it's just a joke. Yet, here you are saying that you just assume that it's a joke. How can you call it a joke and yet admit that the humor is not in the trailer, but you assume that it will be in the movie?
It's just strange. Like, if you're weighing the two odds on what it is, why do you automatically assume that the movie is being completely serious about this, but nothing else in the trailer? Why is that? Why would you assume that?
Well, first, there are some serious parts in the trailer, but secondly, and most important, I've already proven that the director is far left. I've said this in my previous video about the trailer. This isn't the only time that Batman has been called a fascist. Batman The Dark Knight Returns voice actor Peter Weller has called Batman a fascist.
Man, you know, he's essentially he's a fascist. You know, it's law and order his way. Or the highway, because he's a little too authoritative in the way he wants to run things.
Far left, mentally deficient AIDS commie commentator Hassan Piker has called Batman a fascist.
Batman literally is a vigilante billionaire fascist who beats up people with mental illness, okay? Reducing them to a lifetime of crippling medical debt. How the fuck does no one ever talk about this? If he wanted to truly solve crime, he should tackle the socioeconomic conditions in which violent crime manifests. He literally beats the fucking poor dude. Okay? I'm serious. Sick and tired of it.
So this is nothing new. There is a pattern of far-left people unironically calling Batman a fascist, and none of these people were joking. They meant every word.
I'm serious.
So, by noticing that pattern and knowing that the director is far left, just like most people in Hollywood, I think it's a very safe bet that the filmmakers honestly think that Batman is a fascist. That's how I came to my conclusion.
And here's the thing, the community that you're in, like that community, is like super supportive on edgy humor. Like all of you guys are like, well, humor, nothing's off limits, right? So calling Batman a fascist as a joke, if that's in fact what it is, would align with like the values of the conservative folks, correct? Because with humor, anything's allowed.
No, it doesn't align with our values at all. I wouldn't say that we are pro-edgy humor as much as we are pro-free speech. But free speech goes both ways. DC can disrespect their most popular character all they want, and they are free to do so. But we have the right to call them out on it and criticize their so-called joke. Nobody said that DC can't make an ass of themselves and ruin their most popular character by pissing on his legacy, but we are just saying that maybe they probably shouldn't. There is a huge difference between can't and shouldn't, and the left doesn't seem to realize this. The left don't seem to realize that when the right criticizes DC and Marvel for being woke, we are actually giving them advice. We are trying to tell them to not disrespect their characters and push their audience away, but they don't want to listen. We want good comics and movies, and simply criticizing the woke garbage doesn't mean that we hate the IP. If we hated the IP, we wouldn't bother to criticize it. Say that woke isn't a criticism. They say that media is either bad or good, and woke has nothing to do with it. Wrong. Media being woke is what makes them bad. Nobody likes to be preached to, especially when what they are preaching is wrong. Also, notice when he is referring to the comment, he calls it a joke, and then he himself admits that it may not be a joke by saying, if that's what it is.
Batman a fascist as a joke, if that's in fact what it is.
So, even though he claimed it was a joke, even he is not sure. He can't back up his claim. Anyway, that's about it for this video. I'm Alpha Eagle. God bless you for watching. God bless America. And I pray that Eric has an awakening and changes his ways.